Yo, what's up, guys? It's Lionel the Builder back again with another video. Well, actually, this is live. Testing out the sound. Check. Is it this side or this side? This might be backwards, man. I broke this thing the other day, so this is a hair tie holding it up. I don't know if this is the correct. Check over here. Checkity check. It looks the same. We're just gonna roll with it. So I have a whole bunch. Can y'all hear me? Looks like you can, but let me just turn this down just a little bit more. There we go. So I got a whole bunch of different stuff to do tonight. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out how I'm going to spend the night. And I said, man, let me just go ahead and go live and work live. There's a couple different things to choose from. I need to finish making this pitch deck by 1 o'clock, a meeting tomorrow. I could finish editing this one video, would be nice. Excuse me. Social supply video. I need to finish editing that. And of course, there's always leak code to do, right? There's always learning to do. Shoot, we're also editing the digital builder site, the Next.js site. We could do that live. That'd be pretty sweet. What else we got? That's the main things, man. That's the main things. But I'm in an editing kind of mood right now, so I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna try to edit a video. We're gonna work on editing a video. I know that's not very code related, but hopefully that'll still be chill. That'll still be something that there's value in there. Let me pull up the chat. I don't even have the chat up. Last time I was up here like 30 minutes before even looking at it, so I'm gonna try to be early this time. Have it right here. I still need to figure out how do people get it to where it's like transparent. Or is that just Twitch? There's got to be a way. There's got to be some like live chat messages are visible, top chat, something like that, man. I don't know. Let's pause that. This is me. I got so many tabs. How to solve any leak code. I was watching this. Shout out to Dorian Develops. Let me subscribe. So I was watching this. It seems pretty cool.
This is going to be my opinion on a lot of stuff that has to do with learning how to code, becoming a self-taught programmer, the current state of the market.
This is
and
relatable.
Everything that's going on. It's going to be a little bit of a rant, but I just kind of want to get it out there. I know that there's a lot of people out there that act like they have the answer. The truth is that nobody has the answer. Nobody knows.
Facts. I don't know what he's talking about, but that's a fact.
If AI is going to take our jobs, nobody knows if the job market's going to bounce back. Nobody knows that if it's possible to get hired right now if you don't have a degree. Nobody knows anything, right? Most of us just have ways that we can guide people, but many of us, we don't know. We just don't know.
Yo, what up, bro?
And that's what I'm mostly going to share here.
We got the same algorithm. You see all the videos that I put in the channel, man, every time I come across a cool one.
I don't know if it's going to take our jobs, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I also would suggest that anyone that's learning how to code right now, not worry about it so much. Because the truth is that it's a tool that you can use to help you learn faster and help you get to where you want to be with your learning quicker.
Right.
So it's like,
Mr. Give yourself a job.
Takes our jobs in 5 years and you're able to learn how to code in 2 years. Well, guess what? You'll have 3 years of experience by then in 5 years.
Looks like he's on that same type of time, bro.
Years from now. And you'll probably be a lot more marketable when AI takes our jobs and we just have to listen to what it says and copy and paste the code from it.
I swear it's all fear mongering, bro. I feel like if I was to get real fired up and real passionate and make a video that said, you know, AI is gonna taking all the jobs, or something very, very much like that. It reminds me of the news. I feel like the news does that all day, every day to our grandparents. So why are people in the tech world falling for that? We're supposed to be smarter than that. But then at the same time, it is hard to find jobs. I'm not going to act like if we hopped on Indeed right now, we're going to all get written back the next day. That's not going to happen. So I think it's a mixture between that and people using that as a way out, and then watching videos. Like, imagine that. Imagine you've been coding all day. You've been studying all day. What happens? You're stressed out, right? You open up YouTube and you see, is coding still worth it? And it's going to catch you. It's going to catch you when you're down in the dumps. It's going to catch you. You're going to click on it. You're going to watch it. And it's going to feed into that, that vibe you're in right there. And I think people just look for a way to kind of like fall back. Have the highest skill set and willingness to stay learning. Yep. I feel like that gets you far, man. I got a lot of clients giving me a chance right now. Almost too much for one man to handle and like still have a life. You know what I mean? I'm kind of drowning right now in different stuff to do and getting task paralysis because of it. I'm looking at my whiteboard behind me. I'm going to Atlanta for Render Wednesday, and I have 2 meetings tomorrow to do with this hackathon that we're planning. But one of them, I may get a big sponsor out of it, but I'm supposed to make a pitch deck for the other one, which is a big organization that is interested in the hackathon. And then I'm going down to Render. I got invited to in the Google offices at Atlanta. It's some like private party that I got invited to there. So I don't know what's going to come out of that. I won't be back here until Saturday. And then, it's just a whole bunch of stuff going on, man. I've got 3 separate clients that I'm working with right now. A lot of people have the same skill set. The value decreases its economics, so people don't want a job under 100K. Companies who are offshore. True. That's very true, man.
Because that's pretty much all I'm doing.
I agree.
What I'm saying is that there's so much clickbaity, FUD, and YouTubers and marketers and companies coming out trying to convince everyone that this is an AI revolution. And I have no doubt that it is. But at the same time, when we actually look at it, you've got doctored up marketing ploys by companies like the one that's coming out with Devin. That turned out to be a fraud, and everybody was worried about Devin. And we're worried about AGI, and we're worried about ChatGPT-5, and we're worried about like all these different things that we have no control over. If you're worried about it as a programmer,
business side,
like, don't worry, everybody's going to be out of a job. The secretaries are going to be out of a job. Artists are going to be out of a job because AI generates.
True. But how far away do y'all think AI is from actually being able to do our job? Because I can't get ChatGPT to help me with anything other than some simple stuff. You know what I mean? I was just a minute ago trying to get some dependencies to. It's an app that I have not really been able to work on yet because I can't get what's the word I'm looking for when you're first trying to configure everything and what npm install when the dependency conflicts and such. Trying to get ChatGPT to do that for me is like, man, I can't even get ChatGPT to fix the package JSON to then be able to install with everything working. I have to go through and manually resolve. That's what I'm looking for. Resolve the dependencies. I have to do it myself. I can't even count on. So how is someone who doesn't know how to code going to use AI? I think we still got at least a couple of years, right?
Generated images are already taking out artists, and you got Sora. That's going to take out the film industry. Everybody's going to be screwed.
ChatGPT 8.
What are you going to do? Lose sleep at night? Honestly, I think that a lot of
Yo, what up, Walter? Thanks for stopping by, bro.
People look for an excuse to give up, and when they hear something like that, they're like, "Oh, well, I'm not gonna learn now."
Yeah. So what? We're gonna be bona fide. I mean, it's still same job, just instead of. So I look at ChatGPT as autocorrect, as basically autocorrect. you can't use autocorrect to do anything. I mean, at least in its current form. Maybe there's something around the corner, but I don't see anywhere near it being the power of someone who doesn't already know what they're doing. You know, like you said, ChatGPT 8, 9, or 10, or something like that. And even then, I'm just imagining that, meaning that, so it'll just be something that we use the same way we use IDEs, the same way we use Visual Studio Code. It's just gonna come in the toolbox. It'll be, but I don't see it replacing us. Granted, I'm probably like the newest guy in the room, talking like I know what I'm talking about. But that's just from what I can tell. It ain't gonna make me stop. How dare I let some new technology make me go work retail? What am I gonna do? Am I gonna work retail because of AI? I'm gonna go work retail or go try to work in finance? No, I'm still gonna want to learn how to be a coder, even if it means I'm working on my own stuff. I'll have my own company that I'm using AI from my own company to build software for companies. You know what I mean? Or come up with some idea myself. I don't see myself, until I get super bored with this and something more fun comes along, something more, exciting comes along, which I can't think of a job that I would rather be doing than software, than building products, building software, building companies, building new technology, working on new technology. What else? I feel like anyone who gets dissuaded, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyone who gets, dismayed by AI is either over it anyway. They're on their way out anyway and looking for the easiest way out, I would say. You gotta imagine yourself as like Elon Musk or something like that. Someone who doesn't necessarily like write the best code, but it's always gonna be a builder. It's always gonna be
now because AI is gonna take the job. What's funny? Well, it's not funny, but recently Google laid off a bunch of people and they said that they're going to outsource to Mexico and India. And it's like everybody's worried about AI taking our jobs, and then these companies are just going to outsource our jobs before AI even gets an opportunity to do it. And there's always going to,
every time I let that shit get in my head and I try to let AI do my job for me, it takes me probably 3 hours to do what would have took me 45 minutes if I would have just read the documentation and just did it myself.
He's going to be some boogeyman, something to be scared of to prevent you from doing something. I wouldn't allow anything to stop me from trying to get ahead in life. And if you're learning how to code to get ahead in life, then don't let anything stop you. The fear of AI, or let's talk about the fear of the job market. We are in a correction phase right now from the crazy amount of hiring that happened during COVID. The market always goes up and down, like any market, the housing market, the stock market.
You ever get frustrated and argue with ChatGPT? Like, I just told you. I literally just told you 2 prompts ago. It's not, no, you just gave me something that you told, no, that's wrong. And then it's like, my apologies. I'm sorry.
Market, the crypto market, the job market. And many times a lot of those are kind of intertwined. It was super easy to get a job in 2020 to 2022. Like it was so easy. Like you just fucking ball your resume up and throw it at a recruiter and you had a job.
I feel like a lot of time AI pretends to know what it's talking about. That's another thing. If it ever says assuming, I keep trying to tell it like, no, don't assume, literally do not assume anything. Any information that you don't have, ask me first. It'll say like, assuming that you blah, 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 here's this. Like, no, why would you assume something? Like you should know better than that. You can't assume anything within my project. How are you going to assume something? I'm trying to stop thinking and use you for help, and you're assuming the wrong thing every time. Out of 1,000 things that could be within my code, you're just gonna pick one random thing to assume and then write an entire file based off of that. So, no, man, you can't be lazy and just use it. That's for damn sure.
Job the next day. It's not like that now. But why would you let that prevent you from getting ahead now? So there's a lot of people who set out to learn how to code, and I'm assuming that most people are just curious about it. Just
shout out to Fireship, man. I love Fireship's videos, man.
Learning about it, just kind of procrastinating about it. And many of the people that actually watch these videos might have just been getting started. I would say that very little people who are a year into learning are watching a lot of videos like this. People that watch these videos are mostly curious about learning. And what happens is that you see these job markets and you're curious about learning and you're like, hey, I'm going to learn how to code. But you know what? This job market's bad, so I'm not going to learn right now. And then that one guy or the people that are learning and are continuing to learn because they don't care about the job market, because they have determined that I don't care about the job market, I don't care about AI, I am going to learn how to code. I'm going to do this. And they start learning today, or they started learning 6 months ago, and they continue to learn, and 6 months from now, or a year. Going to learn right now. Those people, you guys that are watching this, who get talked out of learning how to code because of a bad job market or because of AI, you're the ones that will end up trying to learn how to code again when the job market peaks again or goes back up. And guess who's going to get hired? Not you, but those guys, those girls that kept learning throughout the storm, and they weathered it, and they now have been self-teaching for a year and a half.
My bad. I'm about to start editing this video. I'm trying to show y'all what I'm doing on the other screen. So don't mind me.
Stuff. They can build things without any help, and they are ready to get a job. They're the ones that get hired, and then they become the success stories. And then the people who didn't learn are the ones that are back watching these videos a year from now, where they're like, oh, get a job in 3 months, become a developer, all that stuff. There's very few people that actually follow through with this anyways. Like, it's such a tough thing to do. Most people aren't going to stick with it. Most people that set out to learn how to code are going to fail. It's the reality of it. I actually got one of the best DMs ever, and I loved it because the guy was like, I watched a video of yours years ago or a year ago, whatever. And he was like, you were talking about how I'm going to fail, or how everybody fails when they learn how to code. And I watched it and I was like, I'm not going to let this Dorian guy dictate my future, and I'm going to show him when I do. And guess what? It's the best feeling ever. That DM was like, this is that message. I got a job. But I also want to tell you how helpful your content was, how real it was, and how you were just so honest. And
yeah, man, that's why I do all this other stuff instead of just coding. Even though if I got some high-paying job, I would probably stop all the other extra stuff that I'm doing. But you know, I do a whole lot of other things other than just work for the startup that I work for. Like, for example, this video that I'm shooting here, Y'all know I work with this company, Social Supply. They turned it around on me and started interviewing me while I was there trying to interview them. But yeah, you know, just do other stuff as well. I mean, I know not everybody is extroverted like that for real, but I mean, I'm not either, honestly, really. But you know, just you could do anything, man. If you're smart enough to learn how to code, you could literally do anything.
And even though I use that for motivation to kind of say, you, I'm going to do this anyways. And I remember thinking that same way, where I thought, like, I don't care what anyone says. If people tell me this is hard, I'm going to tell them you. And if they tell me that it's easy, I'm going to be mad at them when it was hard for me. It didn't matter. I knew that I was going to do it. And I think that that's the mindset that you have to have. It's so hard to learn how to code self-taught. It's very hard. I don't have anything to compare it to, but it will be one of the hardest things that you set out to do. And very few people, even though you see the people on social media that have done it, myself people that have done it in shorter amounts of time, people that have done it and that are smarter than me. Like, they're self-taught programmers that know algorithms. Like, that blows my mind. Like, those are very special people. Like, I'm very special. But it's true. It's very hard to do. The fact that there's also a lot of competition, even more so now in a bad market, where you have senior level developers who are getting laid off, where you have a lot of boot camp graduates because you got boot camps churning out graduates. You got college graduates that are also in the woodwork now, right? Like, there's all types of competition. Like, it is a competitive, difficult industry to get into. That is why we make so much money as developers. That is why it is not an easy field. It is not an easy job. If it was easy, we wouldn't get paid 6 figures and everyone would be doing it. Remember that.
Did you say how to get out of tutorial hell? Bro, I was stuck in tutorial hell, so I could definitely give you a little bit of info on that. This event here that I'm working on this is just a regular old the company's called Social Supply. You go to socialsupplyva.com. Sometimes they come and they just supply the social, basically, like bring the culture to different events. They have their own events that they do, but then also, like, with some of the tech stuff that I do, I get them to set up as well and help, like, promote and get people to come. But yeah, they started this series called Living Room that's blowing up on YouTube right now. And we also do events around the city. And so I was doing a BTS trying to get something that, because most of our videos we can't monetize because it's the DJ set and they're playing copywritten music the whole time. So I'm making like a BTS for them, working on editing that. It's pretty late. I was supposed to finish this a while ago. So I'm trying to see what I could come up with. It don't even have to be that long. I'm just messing around with it for now because it's one of the many things on my to-do list. But as far as getting out of tutorial hell, bro, I would say you gotta start building. What is tutorial hell? Tutorial hell is when you just keep watching tutorials and you keep working on projects that have to do with the tutorial and with your school and with your courses. The only way to get out of tutorial hell is to break off on your own and build something that has nothing to do with the school or the courses. You have to think of an idea on your own or with your friends. If any of your friends cut hair, mow grass, watch kids, cook, dog walk, anything, make a website for them, make a website for yourself, make a website for an idea, or even better, some type of software where people can log in and do something. Tap into one of these APIs, like a ChatGPT API, and use it to do something like write a blog. I had an idea that y'all could steal if you want. There's this game called League of Legends that I play, and when I'm like waiting for the game to start, sometimes I type my team into ChatGPT and I ask it for strategy, and then it gives me the perfect strategy. It's helped me win before. So I had the idea to, why don't I turn that into an app? If I had the time, I would just do that. You know, you got to get creative to get out of tutorial hell. And then that's literally what it's going to be like whenever you get hired and whenever you go to actually work on an actual project. You're going to get the real experience that way, because what you're doing in these tutorials, when you're following courses, when you're just following the tutorial, that's not really developing unless you're watching a tutorial with errors in it, which I've never seen. I've never seen anybody make a tutorial where there's an error and then it takes them an hour to get through it. Because what's going to happen as soon as you go to work, as soon as you get hired, or as soon as you go to build your own thing, you're going to finally run into an error. And this is outside. That's what's waiting for you outside of tutorial hell, is error screens, is console logs and debugging, and being stuck and figuring out how to solve that problem and get through it. Because as software developers, what up, Rich? Thanks for pulling up, bruh. We are, as software developers, we're problem solvers. We are, and our bosses, our clients, our stakeholders give us problems like, I need my website to look like this. I want my software to be able to do this. And then it's your job, depending on if you're the lowest person on the team, or for some reason you're the only person on the team, then you get to figure out how you're going to do it with whatever software you want, whatever tools you want. Or you may be working within a certain tech stack. If you're on a team with like a lead dev, then you have to like do your best to get the job done on your own. And depending on the project and, whatever other variables are out there, you're going to run into an error. And so that's basically what I'm saying is just the process outside of tutorial hell, man. It's just a bunch of troubleshooting and problem solving and that stuff. Work on a Pokemon data analyzer. Yeah, there you go. You got to do stuff like that, man. Yep, exactly. So yeah, so bro was asking how to get out of tutorial hell, man. That's all it is. You just have to walk out of tutorial. I remember when I'm talking, like, don't think I wasn't in tutorial hell, bro. I spent a good 7 months, I would say. Probably just I went through every Team Treehouse course you could possibly do, and I still don't remember most of it. What happened was I knew that when I finally found out I was going to get a job even, I said, let me do one more React course and then I'll be ready. I had so many months to like just read the documentation and try to build it, but instead I was on like lesson 15 out of 45 or something like that. And I said, I won't be ready to myself. I said, I won't be ready until I make it through all of these lessons. So I spent hours and hours watching these videos, taking these quizzes and doing the little challenges that you have at the end of the quiz with their IDE. I spent all that time doing that when I probably could have been just building and working on it on my own, right? Dang, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, so it's all the same, man. That's what web development is. It's just a bunch of troubleshooting, working through problems, figuring it out, I think I'm gonna move this over here so I could actually because I don't want to take too much time on this trying to edit this video. I want it to be like wait, which one is it? This? Wait, nope, it's not that. It's that. There we go. I want it to be get it done. So we're gonna see. I'm about to show y'all how to use CapCut real quick. What? Let me get the sound right. I think it would be this. Testing. Exactly, bro. That's exactly it. Doesn't mean anything unless you build it on your own. Man, this camera is crazy crispy. It was dark too. Looks like a movie. I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna chop this up. It's so unorganized. All right, we got long random shots there. I think I was talking to this dude up here for a moment. What would you say makes Social Supply unique?
Man, I think